Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, we've got an update on the Typhoon Wipha that has hit Japan. I want to thank Jeanette Reed for getting this information to me. It is the best information, most up-to-date information out there right now. Typhoon Wipha almost wipes out Tokyo, but it sideswiped it. Thank God for that. But still, very serious situation has developed. And I don't think we're getting the whole story. Typhoon Wipha sideswipes Tokyo and heads on up the coast. Here's where we're at right now. A Typhoon Wipha hit Tokyo today on this October the 16th, 2013, killing more than 13 people, forcing 20,000 people to be evacuated and canceling hundreds of flights. The typhoon has caused deadly mudslides. It has buried people. It has destroyed homes on the Japanese island before sweeping up the Pacific coast, grounding hundreds of flights, disrupting Tokyo's transportation systems during the morning rush hour. At least, now we have another report, 14 dead. It just changed since I printed it. 14 dead and 50 people missing, and this is in the early stages of an evaluation. Expect the numbers to rise. The hardest hit, of course, was Ushima Island, which is 75 miles south of Tokyo. Rescue is there. Found 13 bodies alone. Most of them were buried in the mudslide. Police and town officials are saying dozens of homes were destroyed. More than 50 people are missing, and they're just getting started in the process. Search and rescue. We have no idea just how bad the extent of this damage could be. It's early, and that's usually a bad sign. One woman from Tokyo died after falling into the river and being washed 6 miles downriver. Police said 2 sixth-grade boys and another person were missing in Japan's main island. Also, more than 350 homes were damaged or destroyed, including 283 of those homes in the Ushima Island. Typhoon Wipha, which stayed offshore in the Pacific, has sustained winds of 78 miles an hour, and it gusts up to 115 miles an hour. But it is mammoth. It is forceful. And it is bringing a huge storm surge. More than 30 inches of rain has fallen in a 24-hour period as of Wednesday morning. This is a record, the most rain ever in 24 hours since 1991. It's the largest. They didn't even start keeping record of rainfall in a 24-hour period until 1991. This is the most rain ever to fall in 24 hours in the nation of Japan. Also, Typhoon Wipha threatens Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant. The rainfall was particularly heavy before dawn, in kind of which you can't see anything or hear anything, said the Japanese meteorological agencies. Of course, there's a volcano. It is one of Japan's most active volcanoes, Mount Mahara, and is a major base for growing camellias. About 8,200 people live on this island where Mount Mahara is, which is a volcano which is accessible by ferry only to Tokyo. As a precaution, the Fukushima nuclear power plant, which was crippled back in 2011 on March 11/11, when it was hit with the 5th largest earthquake in the history of humanity, as it shook the ground for over 6 minutes, brought a tsunami inland 6 miles, and left 6 nuclear radioactive reactors melting down before our very eyes. This Fukushima plant has officially, they are telling us, they have released tons of rainwater that has been being held behind protective barriers around the storage tanks for the radioactive water. Tokyo Electric Power Company said, but only the water below the accepted levels of radiation was released. We didn't release any that's above the accepted levels. Do you believe that? Are you serious? In other words, the power plant, the Fukushima power plant, was drowned in a record rainfall. And as the water was overflowing, they had to let it go. And they're trying to tell us, but we only let go what was not as high in radioactivity as some of the other water. How do you pick and choose which water you let go? So they're telling us, no, we kept the real high radioactive water in this area, but we let the other water go. Folks, this doesn't sound good. This doesn't sound right. We haven't ever got the truth out of this whole story. This whole thing with the Fukushima power plant, we've never ever, they keep lying to us. They give us little bits and pieces that we just die a little bit more or less every day when it comes to Japan and this fiasco of a nuclear power plant. Bury the thing. It's time to bury the thing. Get the army of engineers, get the best scientific minds and engineers in the world, get them to Japan and bury this thing. You got to bury this thing. Just bury this thing. Get backhoes and cranes and bulldozers and drop mountains of dirt on. Bury this thing. You better bury this thing. Something biblical's going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ, and yet we keep playing around lying to the people as the Typhoon Wipha continues to rage in the Pacific Ocean. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Please, I'm telling you, we're living in the last days.